So yesterday we talked about how to figure out the volume of rectangular prisms and cylinders. Today we're going to talk about how to figure out the volume of pyramids and cones. We're going to start with a review of how to figure out the volume of cylinders and prisms first. So let's go through that quickly. So if you look here, I've got here, this is a rectangular prism, this here is a triangular prism, this here is a cylinder. So to figure out the volume, all I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the base, which I've highlighted in yellow, times the height, which is highlighted in yellow. So let's say that the base or the height is going to be 3 here, and the base is going to be 10 here. So that would just be 30 because it's base times height. Let's say the base here is going to be 15 and the height is going to be 5. Then it's going to be 15 times 5, which is 75. Let's say the base here is 10 and the height is also 10. Then it's going to be 10 times 10, which is 100. So it's just always going to be base times height. So if we figure out that base, then it should be pretty easy if you're given the height to figure out the volume of any prism or cylinder. So here instead we have what we would call a square pyramid. It has a base that's a square, that's a 3 by 3 square, and a height that is 5. So to figure out the volume of this, I'm still going to use that base times height. And when I do that, the base times the height, the base is going to be 3 times 3, which is going to be 9. And then the height is going to be 5, so it's going to be 9 times 5. But because this is a pyramid instead of a prism, it doesn't take up as much space. It actually takes up a third of the amount of space. So I can fix that by dividing by 3. So if I do 9 times 5, that's 45 divided by 3, that's going to be 15. And remember, it's going to be centimeters cubed because it's a volume. So whenever you have a pyramid or a cone, you divide by 3. So here I've got a cone, and a cone is a similar shape to a pyramid, except for it goes to a point and it starts off as a circle on the bottom. So that's the base. The circle is going to be this yellow area here. So to figure out the area of that base, which it's the formula is still going to be base times height divided by 3. So I got to figure out the area of that base. So I'm going to use my traditional pi r squared thing to figure out the area of that circle. So it's going to be pi r squared. So that's going to be 4 pi is going to be the area of that yellow area of that circle. Then it's going to be times 6 divided by 3 because 6 is the height, and then I've got to divide by 3 because it's a cone. So if I do that, I'm going to end up with 24 divided by 3. I'm going to end up with 8 pi. And that's going to be my answer. I can multiply it by pi if I want. So really, the takeaway here, the key takeaway here is that you're going to treat pyramids and cones the same way. You're going to figure them out as if they're prisms or if they're cylinders, and then you're going to just divide by 3. That's the key takeaway here.